if Neek can connect to audio.
Oh, I'm connected to audio. Can y'all hear me though? Yes, kind of. No, maybe a little bit. Is it bad? Does it sound like breathy and weird because it's coming
Oh,
through a VR headset?
sounds good.
Sounds good. It sounds okay. It's we're doing it. We're in VR and I am sick. But let's see. Let's see if I can do this. Uh So it's Motion Sickness Mondays here at Learn to Code. We're we're going we're uh you know today it's Monday. It's Monday, right? It's Garfield Mondays. We're like we got a case of them. Um Mondays are not fun days canonically, but I brought out my VR headset yesterday for some incidental stuff that I wanted to do with it. Just check in on my VR chat friends, and um, I was like, this is a lot of setup for some. It's something I used to do all the time. I used to always develop in VR, and I just don't do it anymore. But it's fun, you know? And so, whoa, I just headset battery's low. My headset's plugged in. Um, anyways, I wanted to not really like teach a class on developing in VR by any means, but more so walk through like dev workflows, um, and think about how we work on our computers and how we make that process uh not only sustainable but fun for ourselves, right? Because that was a lot of stuff that I figured out when I used to develop in VR, is that the workflow becomes like the cycles are long, right? Because you're like coding something, you're checking if it works in the headset, you're then like going back and forth between all this stuff. Um, I need to figure out how to plug this into a charger. Uh, I don't know why it's saying headset battery low. Let's figure this out. There we go, maybe. Headset charging at a slower rate. Make sure you use the power adapter and charge whatever. We'll figure that out. Um, but yeah, it's Monday, so I wanted to check in with everybody. Are we working on personal projects? Are we coding? Uh uh are we feeling exhausted? Are we touching keyboards today? What's the vibe? And feel free to comment or mic up. Oh wow, cool. Exhausted, had a social heavy weekend. Heart is full, but head is empty. That's that's the better imbalance, I feel. Having a empty heart and a full head, that's how we get people like Sam Altman. That's how that's how we get our the worst of the worst sorts of brains are full with empty hearts, but a full heart, we love it. Um I would say uh my brain is always running on empty. Um Touching keyboards, automating YouTube AE work. Is that After Effects, or what does AE stand for? Assistant editor. All right. My Adobe coded brain went to After Effects. Assistant editor. What is like so you're the assistant editor on that's your job. All right. Google went to After Effects too. Yeah. Um cool. The robot is now the assistant editor. That's great. It's hard. It's like I haven't found a botted editing solution for a lot of the stuff. Like I don't know. Editing still feels to me like something that I have to do manually. I haven't found the automated clipper yet. But I feel like I could work out a workflow in my head, or there might be a solution that already does this. My idea would be like if it's like text heavy editing stuff, you would feed the transcript into an AI, and then that would work from the time codes and pull out things based off of what's happening in the transcript. Um, Talking Heads content. Yeah, that's but like besides that, if we're like watching frame by frame, uh I don't think video like context is quite there yet. Interesting. Uh are people in the live stream? Is the live stream even going? Is it accidentally set on private somehow? Let's see. We can look at the analytics. No viewers on YouTube. Oh, they saw me in VR and they're like, they're like, we're not doing this today. We don't even have our the people that usually go to the YouTube. Yeah, but I wanted to think about dev workflow, right? Um, oh, your thing screenshots every 5 frames. Can one of you mic up? I feel like maybe it's an issue of me not getting audio from you. Am I not getting audio from the multiverse right now?
Hi, friends
Oh,
on
cool.
the internet.
Wonderful.
Are you?
Wonderful. Y'all are just not, you're not even trying to interact with the class. I see how it is. It's cool. It's whatever. It's
Yeah,
whatever.
easy.
What did you say, Talia?
I can't be on your I can't full screen what you see because it's making me queasy. Maybe that's why we're muted.
Ah, yes. It's making you queasy. I can always just think this off, uh, if that's helpful. That's better, right?
It's like I'm looking at the Land O'Lakes butter, but you keep going.
No, this is where it gets like really fucky. It's like, oh my God, I feel so sick. Okay, sorry. Oh, wow, that was bad. That was bad. We can just do this. How about, there we go, right? That's more user friendly. And then for the YouTubers, you guys can get the full effect if you're on YouTube. Just to be like, I am in VR. We're making things happen in VR. All right, we got a question. Somebody has a question. This purple person, or not purple, but their background's purple. Um, up. What's your question?
Hello, Nick.
What's up, Ryu?
All good. I'm amazed by your setup, and I would like to replicate it. Like I want that. I want to work on that project this afternoon, and I want to know if it's even possible.
Yeah, it's totally possible. Do you have a headset?
I have a Quest 3S.
Yeah, cool. If you have a Quest 3, so what I'm using is an application called Virtual Desktop, right? So you have like a companion app on your computer called the Virtual Desktop Streamer, and then you have Virtual Desktop on your Quest, right? And from there, you open up Virtual Desktop, you open up the streamer on your computer. There's some sort of syncing that happens, and you can basically just like mass add uh like you can add, well, Whoa. I did something. Ah. All right, there we go. We're back to normal-ish. You can add monitors. Like you can change where the monitors are. You can put that right there. You can just like keep adding monitors. You can set it to pass through. You'll get to see my dirty little office. You set it to pass through. So this makes it easier for me to like type. Oh my God, my office is so dirty. We're going back to days. I don't want you to see what's in my office. All my passwords that are on the bulletin board behind my computer. Just kidding. They're not actually there, so it's fine. But yeah, it's an application called Virtual Desktop. And then from here I can launch Steam VR. I can do all the stuff that I need to. I can also go and use the browser in Meta Quest, but I don't really like using that. I'd rather just use my computer. You don't need to be connected to the computer, but it's helpful if you are. Like I'm burning through battery, but also charging, which is weird. I don't know if that's going to like run out or what the deal with that is. But virtual desktop. So dev workflows, right? Making coding fun for yourself, right? My headset's charging at a slower rate. We know this. This is a way that I could make coding fun for myself, right? So I could like pop open uh this I was working on my kind of a VR environment. I got a little bit ambitious and I was like, I'm gonna bring people into my VR environment and we'll like work in class together on code. I didn't get it fully working because networking is hard. But you could pull open VS Code in the virtual desktop and then be running commands from this actively working on a website, right? So then I could be like, I can't see my keyboard because I don't have pass through on right now, but I do have whisper flow, so I might be able to just like use my mic voice to text. So I could be like, hey, could we add find an open source elephant model and throw it into the VR room? Thank you. That was like the most uncreative anyway, yeah, an elephant model. Open source elephant model. Is that a thing? We don't know. Elephant? Like a GLB, free elephant GLB. So now the agent's looking for a free elephant GLB, and it's gonna throw it into my room. Right? Before we had Claude, this cycle was long and arduous, right? I would have to go on the internet. First of all, I would have to probably get out of my headset and do this on the boring computer, right? Find a elephant GLB, deploy my website, find the right file hierarchy to put it in. Let's see. And then we'll see if it loaded in there. mer.quest/world. That hasn't loaded. Or wait, is that an elephant? Oh, you'd think this would open in VR, but it doesn't. Let's see. Anyways, yeah. Quick answer to your question. Too long didn't read. Virtual desktop, and your Meta Quest. Long answer to your question. If you do have a Meta Quest, or if you just want to hang out in VRCHAT, I love working on 3D stuff and love meeting people in virtual realms. It it changes stuff up. So, uh, when I'm thinking about building stuff in VR, I'm thinking about a dev workflow that's very VR centric, right? We have like long cycles of like taking off the headset, putting the headset back on, checking if the thing works, coding, um, and for me, it makes more sense to be in VR coding for VR, right? That might sound a bit confusing, but
No, no,
uh,
no. It makes sense. It makes total sense.
yeah. And so, like, I think that when we build things together, we need to kind of think about the device, the application, the end state of the application that we're building for, right? Um, do we need to physically put ourselves in the environment that we're building for all the time? No, but creating like a virtualized state of what that is can be helpful for the process. With VR, it's kind of becomes this like meta situation where it's like not only am I working from virtual machines within my computer now, but I can make endless monitors and do a whole bunch of stuff with that as I'm building out something in VR. Um, for other applications, you might have to get a little bit creative when it comes to targeting the best environment for your dev workflow, right? So people were talking about different things they were building in the class. Somebody said, I think it was Spencer said a YouTube assistant editor. I better eat something or I'm gonna hurl. Yeah, don't make my camera big. You can just watch from the the screen. It's really like it's kind of like a driver doesn't get sick situation with the car sickness because um uh I feel okay. I feel like I've gotten my sea legs and I feel fine now. Um but yeah, so like what are people working on in the class? Any applications? Are we building anything? I wanna hear about it. I wanna kind of brain dump with each other. Because we could vote on group projects that we're building this week, but I feel like sometimes we just get like kind of into the weeds about things.
Job is done.
Yeah, could set it so you're coding outside. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could take this wireless and be outside with maybe a wireless keyboard or something. Or I could set the environment to I don't know. It looks like they only have indoor environments. Maybe you could add your own environment. Um, it's like why would you just want to be in a computer room? Boring. Boring. In your gaming room, auditorium. Yeah, that doesn't. It's boring. Anyways, what was I waiting for? Oh, how can we meet on VRCHAT? How can we meet on VRCHAT? That's a good question. So let's see if I can pop open VRCHAT. Uh, it wouldn't be from there. It would be from here. Da, da, da. Uh, well, I only have 8% now. We need to make it. Yeah, no, we can totally. Let's. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Just spitballing here, and if everyone's not into it, um, we can go a different direction. But maybe since I started out in VR this week, this week's Learn to Code project could be a group build of a VRCHAT world. Is that like, yes, please? Yes. Oh my God. Is that what we want to do? Is that what we want to do this week? Yes, 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 yes. We're gonna do this. All right. We're into it. Ryu's into it. Ram's into it. Play. You do not need to have a VR headset to interact with VRCHAT. Um, and there's a lot of coding that is necessary to making these worlds. Like this is first of all, uh everything is free, right? You can download VRChat free. Unity is free. You might need a bit of a beefier computer to run some of the things. If you don't want to download Unity, we can walk through the code together and I'll explain it to you. We'll also get learned on how to collaborate on a Unity project using whatever the existing SCM is for Unity at the moment. And I'm gonna figure while we're doing it, we can troubleshoot all this weird hardware stuff. Like I see my battery is just draining at an amazing pace right now. Even though it's plugged in, right? So is this something that can be fixed by unplugging my machine and charging it? Do I need to put it into another port? Is that going to completely screw up the virtual desktop? Am I doing this? Am I connected wireless? I don't even know, right? Actually, I'm going to figure this out real quick. Let's oh shit. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. But I can't find the charger for it. It's just plugged into the computer. So when this goes out, you'll know I'll switch probably back to normal computer mode and we'll know what's going on there. But yeah, so this week we are going to build a freaking uh blah 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 VR chat world. All right, let's do it. Big ass message. Like this site called like by the booty massage. What? Big wet's butt. No, I can't find. Sorry, we're in VR. This is what Google brought up. I didn't do that. All right. Oh, and people are in the chat. All right, one viewer here. Hey there, yeah, a bit of motion sickness from this. Much better. LOL. Moomini. Oh, we're going down. Headset batteries very low. You guys are gonna get your dream. I have 7 monitors. Collapses vid. It's super small on the screen if you're on a computer. This is really making me queasy. I gotta tap out. All right. All right. So for y'all, I'll do this as well. Wait. Are we good in the YouTube chat? Are we still there? I'm sorry. I forgot about the YouTube chat and was just going straight VR mode on that. All right, we're still here. All right, we'll take off VR. We're done with that. Not happening anymore. Is that good? All right, I'll actually turn it off 1 second. Bup, bup, bup. Wait, where's the button on this thing? All right, then. Power options. Power. All right. All right, we're back. Oh no. All right, we're back. We're back, right? And can I hear? We're back, and everything's fixed. And my dog wants to say hi. He does not like it when I'm in VR because he doesn't understand what's happening. But you can hear me, right? All right, we're back. And this is, we can set this to that. And here we go. All right, so building something for VRCHAT. Building something for VRCHAT. I'm so small. Yeah, he's a small dog. He's a small dog. Or he's like a black lab, Chihuahua mix. Which I don't know how that works, but that's what he is. Cool. So building for VRCHAT. VRChat.com. All right, we'll log in real quick. Cool. This is VRChat. This is the website, not the game, right? VRChat. I love VRChat. I've been on VRChat for 8 years. Was involved with the sort of the developer community on VRChat when it first started, and learned a lot about how to code, from troubleshooting, getting things to work in VRChat. And there's a lot to unpack there. But again, we were talking about dev workflow and kind of how to make the process of working on a project sustainable for yourself. This is the hack that I figured out for myself, right? I love building worlds. I love making like cool things, do cool things, like, figuring out, oh, what sort of particle effect would I need to make it look like there's like fireworks going off here? Or if I wanted to make a fishing game inside VR, how would I get the physics right on that? Those are all solutions that are coding problems, right? So an echolocator in VRChat, that would be a crazy build. Fun. You can see my account in VRChat is the same as my GitHub. It's VRNico. Feel free to friend me. We're going to be building a VRChat world this week together. It is a process, right? And look, we have there's a great community on VRChat. I can't stress this enough. You can use it on your desktop. You do not need to have a headset for VRChat. There are ways to even get VRChat working on an old phone if you have access to one, which is great. It's very accessible. With a little bit of dev knowledge, you can get yourself up and running inside a headset and building worlds in VRChat. Do you need a headset to build worlds in VRChat? No, you could just do it on your computer, right? And look, there's events happening. There's a a transgender furry support team that's doing their Monday movie night. These are like you can't make this stuff up. This is VR chat. It's like it's super cool. It's really like I've gone in VR chat. I've watched movies with people. You know, I think we watched Zootopia in VR chat once. And there was like animators. There was like 3D artists who had worked on the film that were there answering questions in their avatars about the movie. And you might be like, oh, you were just like getting trolled and whatever. But no, this is actually like these are the sort of people that you can meet in virtual reality. There's some really great artists, really great developers, because you're like taking down the barrier of having to go into the real world to meet these people. Are there trolls? Are there like horrible people? Are there just like unsocially trained children doing bad things in VR chat? Yes. But that's why we need to collaborate on building a world together. Because if I'm in VR chat and you're in VR chat, then how bad is the community in VR chat really, right? We can make it a better place. Yeah, exactly. It's a pure experience on the internet. Yeah, I remember I was in there, maybe like 2019, definitely pre-COVID. But there was a bunch of voice actors from Adventure Time and Rick and Morty, and they were the actual voice actors that were doing like a sort of virtual symposium. And you can meet the people and talk to them. And so a lot of people were getting advice on like how to start their voice acting career, or how to get into animation, or how to pitch to Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. That sort of stuff is like, you're not just learning to code here, you're learning to network, you're learning to socialize, you're learning to work in teams. You're learning to build worlds. You're learning 3D. You're learning physics-based systems, right? You're learning networking. You're learning how to develop shaders. There's so many different avenues you can go down. But yeah. Yeah, there's yeah, just great communities on VRChat. Created an account and sent me a friend request. Um, let's see. I like they're constantly updating their things, and I haven't like I honestly I went into VR chat for the first time in like 2 years yesterday. So whoever Cuban Ryu is, um I got this group invite to a digital hangout. I'm gonna deny that. Um and then there was this other dude that was in a baby avatar with me yesterday that wants to be my friend. I don't want to be their friend. I just don't. you know? Um, anyways, cool. So, this is like the like kind of social platform interface of VR chat. This isn't VR chat itself. But what's interesting or what's useful about VRChat.com is you can use it to sort of get set up your system to develop for VR chat. So, the homework today would be make a VR chat account and kind of explore VR chat. But what's important on VRChat.com is you have the sort of Creator Companion SDK downloads here. And so the Creator Companion will help you get set up for making avatars or worlds. Let's check out the docs because this changes pretty frequently, and there's going to be like specific Unity versions that we need for this. There's a lot of support for it, a lot of tutorials. I mean, people are in VR chat 24/7 building things for VR chat. If you're ever confused about something and you don't see support for that readily available on YouTube are within the documentation. Go into VRChat, go to one of like the avatar worlds or the more dev centric worlds and literally ask somebody your question, right? Go up to a person and be like, hey, I'm trying to make a prehensile tail that I can control with my VR controllers, or that I can control with WASD or something on my computer. And people will walk you through doing that. So the Creator Companion is your basic sort of SDK kit to get started, or SDK stands for kit, so I think. Wait, SDK is a software development kit, right? So when you download the Creator Companion, it's also going to download Unity and or it's going to prompt you to install Unity and Unity Hub. How many people in this class are familiar with Unity and or have it downloaded on their machines? Feel free to mic up or type in the box. You were learning Godot or Godot. Yeah, maybe it's not super necessary that we get into Unity, although I will be using Unity to show you some of the code for building these VRCHAT worlds. So that might come in handy. If you want to touch code directly and work on the world that we are building as we're building it, Unity is going to be necessary. Yeah, step one to build something totally new. Check the docs. So, oops. I'll send. Wow, that is a weird link for docs. Here, this is the link. Metroidvania. That's what you were using. Yeah, Godot is, I mean, they do have a 3D engine now, but it is better for isometric 2D games or 2D games. Cool. So we're familiar with Unity. Oh, you were doing udon stuff. All right. Um, a hensile tail. Is that the right term for it? I might have when I said a prehensile tail, prehensile tail. Yeah, a tail that can grasp things. That's what I was trying to say. What, yeah, what is the pre what it, what is yeah, what is the pre to prehensile? Oh, the word prehensile. Oh, so it's like before to grasp, before to grasp, to previously grasp. So the idea is that grabbing with tails came before grabbing with hands. Is that is, is that all right? Yeah, text me on VR chat and we're gonna start building this thing together. It'll just be the multiverse campus in VR chat. It'll be fun. But yeah, so anytime you're getting started with building a large package like a VR chat world, you're usually going to be prompted to download the SDK. This Creator Companion is basically a package of the SDK, the correct versions of Unity, and any other sort of prefab uh, uh, building blocks that you need to start in your VR chat creator process, right? Has some learning resources and tools in there as well. Tutorials, demo worlds that you could spin up really quick. So it's available here. Download the latest version. This is really important with VR chat specifically, but also when you're working with Unity. Generally, SDKs have a supported version of Unity that they're running. And this is because the version control between platforms is like this like shifting sands of deprecation and versions that blow other things up, things that are kind of overclocked in one version and sort of underperform in another. And I know VRChat updates pretty constantly. Unity also updates pretty constantly. So sometimes they've used like uh, pretty far back versions of Unity because that's just the stack that is supported. And whenever there's that shift upwards or that upgrade to a new Unity, it comes with a series of bugs. But again, there's a rich developer community within VRChat to sort of walk each other through the pain points of squashing those bugs. It's also a great kind of like entry point to becoming part of a support community. And if you are the first person to fix a bug, are the first person to figure out how to um, uh, get a really cool feature working in VRChat, by all means, like post it to the community. If you want to open source it, share it with other people. If you want to figure out a way to monetize that, create like a shop for your VR wares. There is a market to people dialing in worlds and avatars for people, and a fairly decent market at that, right? And not just in VR chat, but in other VR chat worlds and 3D worlds. If you are a skilled avatar maker, if you're skilled at making worlds, there is the possibility that you can get kind of known for your creations and be able to commission a pretty decent price for avatars. I've seen people in avatars that have run them in the thousands of dollars, right? People take it really seriously. I mean, these are their alter egos. So just like a celebrity would pay a designer X amount for what they're going to be wearing on the red carpet. There are, the digital versions of those conspicuous spenders that are willing to throw down a pretty penny to get their avatars working correctly. But this all isn't just for the money grab of it all. And also, I am not a skilled enough 3D artist to ever lock that in for myself. But I know that some of you listening may be, right? So I want to be honest about the potential of all of this stuff, Anyway, so you can get into the sort of creator companion docs. I suggest downloading the creator companion, especially if you don't have experience with Unity. This is going to get everything installed on your computer. I'm not going to open Unity today because I haven't updated VRChat in a while. We kind of just decided to do this on the fly. So I will update VRChat. Or I will open VRChat for you, and we can kind of look around at what to build. So I have VRChat through Steam, and let's see if this works. You can use it on desktop. It's just like opens as like a game. It's looking for my headset right now. I'm gonna quit Steam VR because we're not gonna open it in Steam VR. All right, it's loading. Cool. So this is me. Just a baby enjoying I don't know. Last night there was like a group of us that all put on this baby avatar, and we were like running around and doing baby stuff. But when you spawn in your personal hub now. They used to just throw you into like a they used to just throw you into a world. Let's see if I can turn on. So you can open on desktop. You can open this this screen by, and Vapor Perfume, is that one of you? Cool. And now press play. Oh, y'all are in there. Are you? Did you just you made your VRCHAT account super quick? Cool. All right, let's see. UI elements, accept direct sharing. Camera options, HUD detail, your avatar. I want to put it in third person. I don't know how to do that. I haven't been in here in a while, forgive me. Anyways. We'll go to one of my worlds. Tiny Neek Swamp. Because I don't want to go to one of the main worlds right now. Because people are weird in VRCHAT. And I don't want to be streaming that to YouTube. Content warning. Like, people do weird stuff in VRCHAT. It's not... So this is my swamp. There's me. You know, I was working on building this thing. I screwed up. I didn't put a collider in the right place, apparently. Yeah, didn't put colliders in the right place. But you know, it's basic. It's not really that great. I'm sitting here. I was building this little like kind of nice 70s inspired treehouse bungalow in the swamp. This one's not really the vibe. Let's see. Here, let's go here. This was one of the first worlds I built. Let's see if it even still works. This is from like 2017, 2018. It might not even load into VRCHAT. Yeah. Might be too old. The library. Yeah. But I don't know what that is. Alright, so my original world's not opening. Let's see if the library opens.
Welcome new user, there are still 3 free lots left to claim.
Alright, cool. So welcome to the Library of Meta Knowledge. I am VRCHAT, the developer of this library. Please enjoy the room. You know, I give people little things to read. I think the idea with this was I wanted people to like build their own little plots, but nobody claimed anything, so then I made grass grow on them. So the idea was direct message me and then include your lot number. But yeah, that's kind of this was before I realized that with the internet stuff, with building stuff, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't get it to drink, you know? So this was before I had that realization. And I would just assume like, oh, I built this really cool thing, so other people are gonna want to use it. Um, this says 47. This says 22. I don't know, a random number generator, maybe. There's one desk in front of a mirror. This is sort of weird. I'm gonna get out of this baby avatar. There's something going on with the colliders in this room. I'm gonna get out of this baby avatar because you might also be somebody that wants to make your own avatar. Um, so let's see what my avatars are. I have a Joe Biden avatar. That's weird. Um, I have myself a couple times over. Plebis. Should we be Plebis? Yeah, this is Plebis. This is a good one. Yeah, it is a very fast baby. All right, I'm going to respawn because there's a weird collider thing. This is a car. So now I'm in this little car as Plebis. See, you can see me kind of in the mirror. Anyway, it's fun. It's fun playing around in VRCHAT. You can do a lot of stuff. We're gonna build a world together. And that's a technical feat, right? It's not super easy. It's this is the digital vegan wet market. Let's see what this is. Trap Haven has mini games from Mario Party in it. Okay, so now we're building on like a whole nother level. Here's another world that I built. Again, a lot of these models I'm pulling from models resource. So you don't need to be you don't need to know how to 3D model. To make stuff like really interactive, you do want to know how to code a little bit. But we'll learn how to code. So start thinking about like the sort of world that we want to build. Like what vibe are we going for? Are we going for like a woodsy, uh, you know, like I don't know. What are the thoughts here? Maybe we make like a mood board for what we're going for. Um, but yeah, you're following me on VR chat. You want sunshine. Mario Sunshine or just Sunshine? The world needs maximum relaxation right now. Ocean vibe. Ocean vibe's cool. Just something pretty in the background. You know what I'm really looking forward to is hanging out with people just in an interactive space. I think yeah, I mean you don't need to have a headset, but for me, when I get in the headset and I'm able to like walk around people that I've met on the internet, it makes something about the process of socializing so much more visceral. And uh, I think it will have an effect on our ability to work together as a team to build something in a positive way. Uh, I don't know the psychology behind that, but I've seen it happen with teams that I've worked on, wherein we make a point of doing our meetings in VR or in VRCHAT or any world or whatever, as opposed to just doing like a Google Meet and or like a Zoom meeting. Uh, there is something to be said about sort of the group based dynamic, how it is orders of magnitude different when you bring it into VR. And I think we could get to the point where we maybe someone will be down to pass one on from my local Buy Nothing group. Oh, a headset? Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Or if you have a hackerspace nearby, those can be kind of a good resource. Um, the reality of the situation is that we are in this sort of never-ending trough of disillusionment when it comes to virtual reality technology, right? We went into this sort of mixed reality state. There was like the failure of the original sort of um, release of the Meta glasses in like 2019, 2018. I don't know if y'all remember that. And VR just like there was a lot of money that was pumped into it, and then it never really delivered on the investment. I think in the eyes of capitalism, and with the advent of artificial intelligence and consumer AI, there's no need for a focus, an investment to be placed in virtual reality anymore. Um, but what I haven't done yet that I am so excited about is I haven't unleashed the power of Claude in the process of building a virtual world. And I think this is going to thread the needles on all these questions I've had for development in VR. Because like coding a fishing game in VRChat is not an easy task, right? The support is there. There's a lot of support for certain things, but there's no like this is how you make the fishing line. This is, so having Claude at least guide you to a place of doing that process will be extremely I think it's going to be extremely fulfilling for whatever we build. And I'm not saying that we have to build a fishing game. I don't know. That's not like um but yeah, it's like we're going to be able to build something really cool together. I just know it. And then this will be a place that we could all come to and point to and be like, we built this VR chat world. I have experience with coding my own shaders. I have experience with game development. I have experience with 3D development. I have experience using AI to optimize graphics or optimize systems, right? There's a lot that can be sort of gleaned from this process. So we are on the hour right now, and I apologize for those of you who immediately got motion sickness and had to leave the class. Um, but yeah, what if we give Claude an avatar in VR chat? You could. Um, uh, I don't. That might get your account banned though. I feel like maybe we'll see. We'll look at TOS for that. But yeah. So homework for this class. Make an account on VRChat. Explore VRChat. Go to a couple different worlds. Take notes. What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? What can be improved? You know, what sort of world do you want to build? What sort of experience do you want to have with this? Um, Follow me, friend me on VRChat. Explore the UI. I'm not really great with the UI, right? So you might take to it quicker than I have. There's a lot going on. And follow VR Nico. Uh, and yeah. Anyways, that's that. Are there any lingering questions y'all have? Lingering questions, going to the YouTube. Cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, get on VRChat, explore worlds, code something today, and I will see you all tomorrow at